destroy the healthcare system. And then he said that he was going to stop dispersing cost-sharing subsidies until Congress appropriates the funds for them. Okay, the last one is the one that he's talking about, that no longer is the federal government just going to willy-nilly decide to fund Obamacare exchanges. That is correct, because it is illegal. When Obama did it, it was illegal. Obama doing it was in violation of Obamacare law. Obama decided he didn't care and did it anyway. Trump threw it back to Congress. If Congress wants to use the Obamacare subsidies as leverage to make changes to Obamacare, then they damn well should. That would make a lot of sense. Trump didn't do anything wrong there. As far as these other changes, allowing small businesses to pool together to purchase health insurance, the idea here is that supposedly this will exclude certain small businesses that basically – the way it works right now is that you're not allowed to discriminate under Obamacare based on previous health history, at least with regard to large businesses. So small businesses will be forced to be discriminated against. Here's the way that Avik Roy puts it. He basically says the idea of association health plans has been around for a long time. George W. Bush included them in his 2007 health reform proposal. The idea is that individuals could get insurance from voluntary associations like the Sierra Club or a church group. The Trump executive order claims to legalize association health plans, but actually it doesn't even do that. It allows small businesses, but not voluntary associations, to pool together to buy insurance in bulk. In fact, the order is even more modest than that. Small businesses already have the ability to pool together. Instead, the likely impact of this part of the executive order is minimal to zero. So basically, it has no impact. Restoring the ability of individuals to buy short-term plans, again, that's good. Examining ways to make employer-funded health savings accounts more flexible, that too is good. But the left opposes all of these things because it wants to force people into health insurance through Obamacare. Other things that Trump did that were good over the weekend or over the last week, he refused to recertify the Iran deal, but he did not withdraw from the Iran deal. I think this is a mistake. I think refusing to recertify the Iran deal is correct. I think he should just withdraw from it. So the idea was that he sort of split the baby. There were three choices. One was recertify the Iran deal. Iran is in compliance with the Iran deal because the Iran deal is specifically written, so it's almost impossible for Iran not to be in compliance with the Iran deal. That was why it was such a bad deal to begin with, which is why Trump should just get out of it. Instead, Trump is saying, I'm not going to recertify because the deal is bad. We're going to set some new conditions, and if Iran doesn't fulfill those conditions, then we'll impose sanctions. Okay, better than nothing for sure. It is splitting the baby a little bit, but Trump's statements on this were exactly correct. Here is Trump talking about how Iran is a fanatical regime.
Today, I am announcing our strategy, along with several major steps we are taking to confront the Iranian regime's hostile actions and to ensure that Iran never, and I mean never, acquires a nuclear weapon. Our policy is based on a clear-eyed assessment of the Iranian dictatorship.
Okay, we can stop it there. This was good stuff from Trump. This is excellent Trump. Other excellent Trump, he withdrew from UNESCO. UNESCO is one of the world's most garbage organizations. That is the UN Educational, Scientific, and Cultural Organization. It has never been educational, scientific, or cultural. It's basically been an Israel-bashing seminar. In 2011, they declared that the Church of the, or 2012, they declared the Church of the Nativity was a World Heritage Site in danger, which is not true. And then they claimed that the Western Wall was not a Jewish site, which is insane. They referred to the Temple Mount as the Al-Aqsa Mosque Plaza. They called the Wailing Wall the Barak Plaza, and they called Israel the occupying power in Jerusalem. The United States basically said, we're done here, and they withdrew from UNESCO. It is my view that we should withdraw entirely from the United Nations, which is a stupid organization, but that would require a little bit more time for me to explain. Okay, so we really don't have much time for things I like and things I hate, so I'll skip things I like today, and we'll do just one thing that I hate today, and that is David Brooks from the New York Times. So David Brooks from the New York Times is the so-called conservative at the New York Times. He's not conservative. He once said that he liked Barack Obama. He infamously said that he liked Barack Obama because he could tell by the crease in his pants that he was his kind of guy, which I don't make a habit of staring at creases in other dudes' pants. It's just weird. But in any case, that was his take. Here is David Brooks from the New York Times explaining that the real reason that Trump has been bad on Puerto Rico is because the Puerto Ricans are brown.
There's been a lack of – there was total graciousness toward Texas and graciousness toward Florida, but he's incapable of showing any compassion and graciousness toward people who were just trying to find drinking water in Puerto Rico. Mm-hmm. And so the lesson is the lesson that we're all going to draw from that the people in Puerto Rico don't look like a lot of the people in Texas. And I think that's probably a pretty fair judgment.
Okay, so, no. And here's the proof that no. Here's a Puerto Rican delegate yesterday saying Trump gave us everything we asked for. Again, you sort of have to disconnect Trump being stupid on Twitter from what Trump has actually done in Puerto Rico. Again, the evidence is at best mixed on Puerto Rico, but I see very little evidence that Trump was willfully withholding aid from Puerto Rico because they look more brown than people in Texas. Especially because, by the way, Texas has a heavy Hispanic population. It's, I believe, by percentage, the second heaviest Hispanic population in the nation after California, I believe. In any case, here is this Puerto Rican delegate explaining.
I will tell you that the president, everything the president said that he was going to send to the island, it's getting there. The resources are there. The help is there. He instructed all his cabinet members to treat Puerto Rico as a state in terms of this hurricane.
Okay, bottom line is there's plenty of reasons to criticize President Trump, and I am more than willing to do so when he does something wrong. But the jump to conclusions in order to target people, it's got to stop, okay, guys? Evidence, 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 evidence. That holds true for Jane Coaston, and that should also hold true for David Brooks over at the New York Times, as it should hold true for me when I make a claim. We should all have the same, basis. Evidence for the claims we make. Okay, we will be back here tomorrow because we're not on vacation anymore. So fear not. We'll be back here tomorrow to organize all of the day's myriad events. I'm Ben Shapiro. This is The Ben Shapiro Show.